What is up, beautiful people? Um, it's Jill, and I wanted to come on today and talk a little bit about what is happening um, politically, and not only in the US but like around the globe. So, today the internet really exploded with a lot of information, and there's a lot of talk about this 2025 plan, which was always a part of the 2030 agenda, right? And for years, people have been going, oh, it's conspiracy theory, it's conspiracy theory. But now that a lot of people are waking up, and now that this has really kind of taken hold, I think that we're going to start understanding that no, this has always been a plan. It was like 2015 when Obama said people are going to submit to a sovereign government. We're headed in that direction. It's not going to matter who you vote for. The plan was always to reinstall Trump. I've said that before. Um, and we've seen the past at least two elections have been rigged like blatantly. We saw that. We saw with the building in Nashville that they burned. Things are happening, right? So it's going to become really important for you to know yourself. Okay, and I think it was Socrates that said, know thyself, right? Like, we aren't taught to know ourselves or to be self governing in this country and in most countries because you can't control and manipulate people that are sovereign in their own knowing. So, right now, it's going to become super, super important that you know where you stand on what you'd like to see for the future, especially if you have kids, and what boundaries you're handing down. Um, Ways to keep them safe, medicines that you'd like to see them injected or not injected with, or, be able to access or not access. It would be good to know where you stand on abortion, certainly on education. Educating the self is super important, and there is information out there, but you have to be discerning, okay? And the reason that I'm talking about these things is because right now there's a lot of rage baiting. And that means that people are going to be posting their own opinions, and a lot of them are going to be trying to trigger you. Now, I'm big on this. I've been doing this for the past 3 or 4 years. I actually created my Facebook page that you see for this purpose. Okay. It wasn't, for my kids or to share information or for my family. Most of my page for the past 4 years has been me putting out information and things that I have seen, dreams that I've had. 4 years ago, I had a dream before we went into COVID of armed guards in our street. I posted one about, weaponized drones here in our own town at Hoops Park. And I was kind of mortified by those things. But now that I'm seeing it come into headlines that we're going to start using drones for policing and emergency response, we're on a very quick track to those things, okay? So when you are reading things that you don't agree with, or you're reading things that make you question your own beliefs and who you are, it is going to trigger your mental health. And it is either going to make you sad, it's going to make you anxious, it's going to make you very depressed at the state of the society. And I saw that multiple times today. People going, wow, I can't believe we're living like this. Okay. So think before you respond. Read the post multiple times if you do respond, because when we're triggered, we tend to see what we want to see, maybe not what was really there. And maybe what's there is not factual, because every single person has their own perspective. So everything that you see is being filtered through that person's lens. And I talked the other day about levels of consciousness, where we live, how well we are sustaining financially and emotionally, okay? The way we were brought up, jobs that we have, especially in medical fields, especially in education fields. Those things are going to be hot topics right now. So watch yourself. If you need to step away from news and social media, then do that, because I guarantee you, if you come back in a week or a month, it's all going to be the same dumpster fire. And it's going to continue to be this way until at least after November. But then things are really going to pop off again, okay? Because I've been saying this, and I would almost put money on it. that once we get into 2025, you're going to see another disease outbreak. They've already told us you've got monkeypox, you've got Ebola, you've got disease X, okay? And they've been telling us these things are coming, so just be aware that there's going to be nonsense, because the plan is to keep people in a crazed consciousness. Because if you can do that, number one, you can medicate them. Okay, it's not a lie that Americans are the most medicated. We take the most pharmaceutical drugs, whether they're mental health or, whatever you're taking, for whatever you're taking it for. We take the most pharmaceutical medicines, and we pay the absolute most for them. Make it make sense, okay? But be aware and know that it's all just a game, and we're going to go wherever mass consciousness takes us. So the most people holding the same beliefs is where we're going to go, which is why we're probably going to see a revolution, because people are popping like popcorn, which I also predicted like a year or two ago. Okay, this is really the crunch right now. People are going to have to wake up, because we don't want to see our daughters be enslaved to wealth breeding, and, we don't really want to return to Nazi Germany. We've seen this play out before. If you are in a situation where there is race baiting, or there is anger or violence, or you sense that is coming, remove yourself, okay? You don't have to intervene. You don't have to speak your truth. Keep yourselves safe. Because as people go into mental frenzy, as people start to panic, things are going to shift and change. So be aware of your surroundings. If you need to get off social media, get off social media. I am begging you, if you have kids under 16, get them off social media. And not only because I'm being attacked. You see that? Spiritual attack is real, because I'm speaking truth. If you have kids that are young, there are multiple reasons to get them off of the internet. And not only because it's above what they can maintain or comprehend, but also because it puts their face out there, and facial recognition is so big, and it associates them with their friends, the people they associate with, their level of consciousness and education. Okay, those things are going to be used by the government. And I've spoken on that before too, that they are going to be, this next generation, my kids, your kids, are going to be the generation of a social credit score. So if you've got 11 and 12, 13-year-olds doing ignorant things and putting it on their Facebook, guess what? That's going to follow them. Now, it follows adults too. We tend to hold them to different standards than we do our kids. But it won't be that way when it's their social credit. And where can they live? Where can they work? Okay. So be aware of those things. Make sure that they are aware of those things. Talk to your kids about the things that they're doing, because some of these behaviors are pretty wild. There is a lot going on. Protect your peace, your mental health. If it means staying to yourself, stay to yourself. It is your space on your internet pages. Share your opinions. Educate yourself. Do some research to the best that you can. If you have questions, reach out to people in that field. Reach out to other people and see where they stand. Don't fight about it though. Please don't fight and argue. If you have a statement to make a statement. Be assertive. But don't argue. Okay, because it's not worth it. It's not worth it. But there will be baiting, and it is starting right now, and it is intentional, and it is to create upheaval before we get to election time. Will there be false flags? Probably a few, especially as we get into September, October. Okay. So, anyways, I love you guys. That's all I guess I came here to say. Have a good night. I'll talk to you later.